The giant anaconda raises its nearly 4-foot wide head, a full 6 feet out of the water, and with horrifying power, plunges it into the struggling crew member. With every heartbeat, the survivors are forced to confront the most primal of fears. The fear of being hunted. The fear of being eaten alive. In an act of complete defiance, he shouts, "Puta madre!" and unloads on the towering beast. Hell yeah! No fucks given. The Yakumama lunges forward, its jaws gaping wide and dripping with saliva. The captain's gun is silenced by a guttural roar of pain. With a surge of speed and accuracy, the Yakumama strikes at the helicopter, its immense form becoming a blurred, dark streak of motion. From their cozy home in Galena, Illinois, Sarah and Mark dreamily plan their once-in-a-lifetime trip to Peru. The serene streets of their small Midwestern town seem a world away from the lush Amazon rainforest they're about to venture into. As they excitedly browse travel guides and map out their adventure, little do they know that the journey ahead will plunge them into a heart-pounding tale of survival, testing the limits of their love and courage. After weeks of planning and preparation, the day of their departure finally comes. They eagerly pack the car and set off for the airport. They drive to Chicago O'Hare Airport, park in long-term parking, and make their way to the terminal. On board the Airbus A330, they're giddy with excitement as the plane rumbles down the airstrip. Several hours later, they land in Pucallpa, Peru. As they step off the plane onto the bustling tarmac, the humid air envelops them. The transition from the tranquil landscapes of Pucallpa to the vibrant downtown streets is like stepping into a dream. The city's proximity to the lush backdrop of the rainforest is both exhilarating and surreal. Sarah and Mark immerse themselves in the local culture, savoring traditional Peruvian cuisine and vibrant music. They ate guinea pigs and listened to reggaeton. Their excitement builds as they receive a warm welcome from the all-inclusive resort staff. Surrounded by the lush grasp of the rainforest, the resort serves as a tranquil oasis amid the Amazon's wild atmosphere. The anticipation of what lies ahead intertwines with the enchanting allure of this remote paradise, beckoning them to explore its hidden treasures. Exhausted from the flight, they laid down and took a nap. After a couple of hours, they woke up and walked around the resort. After a long, hot day of exploring the area, they returned to their room. After 3 or 4 days of canoeing down the Amazon, canopy walks among the treetops, and a guided wildlife spotting tour, they were ready for something a little less physical, like get drunk. They were both in excellent shape. However, the daily exercise combined with the heat and humidity was beginning to take its toll. They decided on something that was not included in the resort. The next morning, Sarah and Mark ventured to the nearby docks on the Amazon River. Sarah pointed to a sign that said, "Guided tours into the untamed Amazon." Mark said, All right, let's check that out. They made their way to the designated slip and saw a man working on his boat. Mark announced, "Hi there, we're interested in a guided tour of the Amazon." The man turned with a wide smile and said, "Excellent. My name is Rodrigo Silva. You can call me Rod. I'm the captain of this boat, the Enigma de la Selva," he stated as he smacked the railing of the boat. Mark explained that he and Sarah had done quite a bit of exploring already and were looking for something a little more relaxing, but still adventurous. Something tells me this ain't going to be very relaxing. The charismatic guide spoke of the untamed beauty and the danger that awaits them down the river's winding course. With a blend of excitement and apprehension, they agreed to book on a private boat ride that promises to awaken their thirst for adventure. After some back and forth haggling, they agree on a private 3-hour tour tomorrow morning. That kind of sounds like Gilligan's Island. The next day, after very little sleep due to the excitement, they went back to the docks. As they step onto the boat, the air is thick with anticipation and humidity. The crew members, a mixture of seasoned sailors and locals, welcome them with genuine smiles that hint at a shared secret of the Amazon's allure. The crew unties the 40-foot boat and shoves off. The boat glides into the Amazon's green-tinted water. Towering trees create a living canopy overhead, speckling the water with shards of sunlight. The river's gentle current carries them deeper into the heart of the rainforest. The symphony of unseen creatures and the leafy hues of foliage create an otherworldly backdrop. As the boat navigates the river's meandering path, the captain starts telling them about the Amazon and pointing out things as they go. Unknown creatures call out in the distance, their voices mingling with the rustling leaves and the soft lapping of water against the boat's hull. About an hour into this serene journey, a collective hush falls over the crew. Whispers ripple through the group as all eyes fix on a single point in the water. A colossal form moving with an eerie grace. Rod's voice is hushed as he leans down and whispers in Mark's ear, "Giant Anaconda, the guardian of the waters." The first mate's voice is hushed and trembling as he murmurs to other crew members. Heartbeats quicken as the legendary creature glides beneath the surface. Its presence is a potent reminder of the untamed power that courses through this ancient realm. Mark asked Rod, "Tell me more about this giant anaconda." Rod explains, "Locals call it the Yakumama, which means mother of water. It's said that it's a protective creature of the Amazon. It can grow up to 150 feet in length and has the head the size of a human. Its body can grow from 4 to 6 feet in diameter. Many fishermen and hunters have been eaten by it. Locals will blow a conch horn before entering the river. If the Yakumama is nearby, it'll show itself." Explorer Percy Fawcett shot a 62-foot anaconda on the Rio Abuna in Brazil, near the Peruvian border in 1907. But it wasn't enough to kill it. Victor Hines, another explorer, saw one on the Amazon near Alenquer, Brazil on October 29, 1929. Its blue-green phosphorescent eyes were at first mistaken for riverboat lights. "Jesus, are we in any danger?" Mark nervously asked. "As long as you don't disturb it, it usually leaves you alone," Sarah chimed in. "Usually?" As the boat ride continues, the tension between wonder and respect is evident. Each ripple in the water, every shadow beneath the trees, becomes a potential encounter with the giant snake. Sarah and Mark's journey into the depths of the Amazon River takes them further into a world where reality blurs with legend, and the true essence of the jungle reveals itself one curious layer at a time. Around a bend in the river, the water shimmers with the broken sunlight, creating a mesmerizing dance of light and shadow. A collective gasp escapes the group, a symphony of astonishment that blends seamlessly with the sounds of the rainforest. There, gliding gracefully through the water, beside the boat, appears the creature of legends, the giant Anaconda, known as the Yakumama. Its immense size commands attention. You think? Its scales, nearly the size of dinner plates, reflect the sunlight like precious gemstones. Mark's grip tightens on the railing, and Sarah's eyes widen with a mix of awe and trepidation. Before them lies the living embodiment of the Amazon's mysteries. Rod, their seasoned guide and boat captain, shares an understanding smile with the couple. His eyes, weathered by years spent on these waters, hold a depth of knowledge that only comes from a profound connection to the rainforest. The first mate, standing by his side, watches the scene dutifully. Mark and Sarah, once brimming with chatter, now stand in hushed reverence before this frighteningly large creature. With a voice as rich as the forest itself, Rod speaks of the Yakumama's significance in local folklore, a symbol of power, grace, and the harmony between man and nature. I bet, especially when it eats you. Sarah's fingers brush the railing, her heart echoing the rhythm of the river. This encounter feels like a bridge between two worlds where reality and myth intertwine in the most terrifying way. As the monstrous giant Anaconda continues its graceful glide, the honeymooners steal glances at each other, sharing a connection born from witnessing something truly extraordinary. As the boat eventually drifts away, the memory of the Yakumama's presence remains. A reminder of the untamed secrets that lie within the jungle's embrace. The atmosphere aboard the boat changes in the blink of an eye. The tranquil scene is shattered as the giant Anaconda abruptly disappears beneath the surface, leaving only ripples in its wake. Shit. I hate it when they do that. The boat's crew exchanges nervous glances, a noticeable tension weaving its way through the ranks. A few minutes later, without warning, the river's calm is ruptured by a violent upheaval. The water churns as if an enormous force from the depths has been unleashed. An echoing hiss reverberates through the air. Its source unknown. Probably from the goddamn monster-sized snake. Panic ensues among the crew, their trained composure shattered by the unexpected turmoil. The crew frantically scurrying around, looking for weapons. Mark and Sarah's hearts race as they grasp onto the railing for stability. The boat rocks back and forth wildly, nearly capsizing. Rod's authoritative voice slices through the chaos, issuing rapid commands to steady the boat. But the river's response is relentless, a primal fury that tosses the vessel like a mere leaf in a tornado of water. The boat's structure creaks and groans in protest. The once celebrated tranquility is now a cacophony of splintering wood and waterlogged cries. A crew member, overpowered by the surging river, is unexpectedly cast overboard. His screams and shouts blend with the roar of the river, creating a jarring symphony of fear. As other crew members reach a pole to him to pull him back in, the giant anaconda raises its nearly 4-foot wide head, a full 6 feet out of the water, and with horrifying power, plunges it into the struggling crew member. Gurgling screams are all that is heard as dark blood surfaces on the churning river. Crew members, screaming in fear, search for shelter on the boat. Amidst the pandemonium, the Yakumama reemerges, its serpentine form thrashing in the water. The first mate's eyes are wide with desperation as he lifts his rifle. He fires a shot at the colossal creature, its head now about 30 feet in front of the boat. The sound of the gunshot reverberates off the trees and landscape of the rainforest itself. The shot strikes true, but the impact merely wounds the giant serpent, amplifying its fury. Now you just pissed it off. With a powerful lash of its tail, the giant anaconda strikes the side of the boat, causing a violent jolt that sends those on board stumbling wildly. 2 more crew members fall into the water and desperately swim back to the boat. In the midst of the chaos, the vessel lists to one side and rests on a small island in the middle of the Amazon River. Rod, Mark, Sarah, and the remaining crew scramble off the boat onto the island. Fear courses through Mark and Sarah's veins as the boat shudders and groans, caught in the maelstrom. It slowly begins to sink into the river, but stops with just the wheelhouse above the water. The danger feels unbearable, a presence that cannot be escaped. As their eyes meet, an unspoken understanding passes between them. We're fucked. It's a shared realization that survival hinges on their ability to navigate this nightmare together. As the commotion of the encounter subsides, the boat lies crippled, a casualty of the river's wrath and the giant anaconda's frenzy. The crew members, once a united force, now stand scattered, trembling and disoriented. Their faces were etched with shock and disbelief. And their drawers were probably soiled. The tranquility that once enveloped the river is replaced by an unsettling tension that hangs in the air like a fly in a web. On the small, isolated island, Mark, Sarah, Rod, and the remaining crew members find themselves marooned by the monster's savagery. So it's kind of like Gilligan's Island. Night descends, casting long shadows that dance along the water's edge. The distant sounds of the jungle seem to whisper secrets, heightening the sense of vulnerability that comes with being surrounded by an environment that's both awe-inspiring and perilous. As the night deepens, the island becomes a haunting battleground between life and the primal forces of the Amazon. The remnants of the crew huddle in the moonlit darkness, their faces etched with exhaustion and dread. Mark embraces Sarah tightly, their connection a lifeline amidst the uncertainty that envelops them. Unknown to the survivors, the supersized serpent emerges from the river's depths with the calculated stealth of a seasoned predator. Its serpentine form glides through the underbrush. Its blue-green, phosphorescent eyes fixated on the island like a silent vulture of doom. The chilling hush settles over the island. The symphony of the jungle is silenced, as if nature itself holds its breath. In the moon's pale glow, the jungle takes on an otherworldly aspect. Every shadow and rustle a potential harbinger of death. The crew members begin to retreat to an uneasy slumber, unaware of the malevolent presence that circles even closer. The huge beast weaves its way through the undergrowth. Its senses are attuned to the faintest vibration, the subtlest scent of its prey. The first victim is chosen, a crew member who drifts into a vulnerable embrace of sleep. The serpent's approach is silent, a living shadow moving with purpose. The jungle's nocturnal chorus fades to a ghostly murmur as the Yakima's jaws close around its unsuspecting prey. His muffled cry is stifled. A life is extinguished in an instant. The faint alarm rouses everyone to attention. Fear courses through the survivors' veins as they awaken to the grim reality that the Yakumama hunts among them. Panic fuels their hearts as they grasp the extent of the nightmare that has become their reality. Desperation takes hold, and the island's sanctuary offers no refuge from the terror that has taken root. With each passing hour, the giant Anaconda strikes again and again. Its methodical dance of death leaves a trail of devastation. One by one, the crew members are consumed. Sarah and Mark huddle together, their senses heightened by the chilling realization that they are being hunted by an unstoppable force. The moon wanes as the night unfolds, casting a feeble light upon the madness. In this realm of darkness, survival becomes a desperate game of wits and instinct. With every heartbeat, the survivors are forced to confront the most primal of fears. The fear of being hunted. The fear of being eaten alive. As the night reaches its peak, only a haunting silence remains. Sarah and Mark cling to each other, their eyes locked in a silent pledge to endure whatever darkness this night may bring. In the midst of this harrowing ordeal, they must summon the strength to survive the clutches of this deadly creature. As the sun rises, a sense of eerie calm descends upon the island. The survivors, now reduced to Rod, Mark, and Sarah, huddle together, their faces displaying utter exhaustion and dread. They realize they are the last vestiges of humanity in a realm ruled by primeval forces. The three stand united by the shared ordeal that has bound their fates together. Each gaze carries the weight of the unspoken horrors witnessed. It's a silent acknowledgement of the terrors they've endured. Rod bravely creeps up to the wrecked boat. Amidst the tangled wreckage, Rod's determination remains unshaken. His weathered hands work with unwavering focus, manipulating the damaged radio equipment. With every flicker of static and intermittent transmission, hope flickers like a fragile flame in the gathering shadows. The radio, a beacon of salvation, offers the promise of escape from the clutches of this nightmare. The captain's voice rings out with a mixture of desperation and urgency. "Mayday! Mayday! This is Captain Silva of the vessel Enigma de la Selva. My passengers and I are stranded on a small island in the Amazon. We're located at 48356.7 north by 29573.2 west. We've been attacked by the Yakumama." A crackling voice is heard through the radio. "Copy that. Help us. Wait. Stay." Mark and Sarah watch with a mixture of anxiety and hope, their hearts bolstered by the prospect of being saved. In the fleeting moment of deliverance, the island's silence is shattered by a bone-chilling hiss. The Yakumama, a relentless specter of death, emerges from the shadows. Its blue-green eyes gleamed with a malevolent hunger. Mark cries out, "Rod, behind you!" The captain's gaze locks onto the serpent as he grabs a pistol off of the wheelhouse dash. In an act of complete defiance, he shouts, "Puta madre!" and unloads on the towering beast. Hell yeah! No fucks given! In a swift and devastating movement, the Yakumama lunges forward, its jaws gaping wide and dripping with saliva. The captain's gun is silenced by a guttural roar of pain. The air is filled with a cacophony of splintering bones and the gruesome sound of the predator's victory. Mark and Sarah's hearts freeze as they witness the captain's tragic demise. The very beacon of hope that had ignited their spirits is extinguished in an instant. It's replaced by a chilling reality that their battle for survival has become a solitary struggle against an insurmountable adversary. In the wake of the captain's sacrifice, a haunting quiet descends. The Yakumama, its insatiable hunger momentarily sated, retreats into the jungle's embrace, leaving the survivors to grapple with the enormity of their situation. As dusk paints the sky with hues of pale gold, the couple's resolve is steeled by the memory of Rod's unwavering courage. The night wears on, an eternity of terror and uncertainty. Mark and Sarah, now the last survivors of an expedition into the beautiful rainforest, cling to the sanctuary of the tree's branches, their bodies aching from exhaustion and fear. Every rustling leaf and distant whisper becomes a phantom threat. Each sound is a reminder of the lurking horrors that surround them. The memory of the Yakumama's relentless hunt is etched into their minds, fueling a hyper-awareness that their survival depends on a delicate balance of vigilance and stealth. Hours pass with agonizing slowness, their senses heightened to a fevered pitch. Sarah's fingers grip the tree's rough bark, her eyes darting to every rustle, every movement. Mark's jaw is clenched, his gaze locked onto the underbrush that seems to harbor countless threats. The moonlight casts an ethereal glow upon the landscape, transforming the jungle into a dreamscape of uncertain shapes and distorted shadows. Fear becomes an unrelenting companion, a constant reminder of the inescapable reality of their situation. As the night's grip begins to wane, the first tendrils of dawn break through the horizon. Sarah and Mark, weary from a night spent in vigilance, exchange a look that carries both exhaustion and desperation. Then, cutting through the stillness, a distant sound reverberates. The rhythmic thrum of helicopter rotors punctuates the morning silence, offering a lifeline in a world that has seemed devoid of optimism. The sound resonates with a promise of salvation, a chance to escape the clutches of the jungle and the relentless pursuit of the monstrous snake. The couple's hearts race. A surge of adrenaline overrides their fatigue. Their eyes scan skyward. The helicopter remains hidden from view above the canopy. The distant resonance grows louder. A crescendo of hope reverberates through the very fabric of their beings. As dawn's light spills across the landscape, the helicopter's silhouette emerges, its powerful form a symbol of rescue and redemption. Mark's grip tightens around Sarah's body. Against all odds, they stand on the precipice of delivery, a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the unyielding desire to survive. The helicopter's rotors slice through the air like the beat of a heart. Mark and Sarah's breaths hitch with anticipation as they watch the machine's descent, their eyes locked on the source of their deliverance. With a sense of urgency, Mark looks for a way to signal their location. Then, Mark remembers seeing a flare gun on the boat. Against Sarah's wishes, he quickly scrambles down the tree and dashes over to the boat. Surveying the wrecked boat, he locates the flare gun. He snatches it and immediately fires it through an opening in the canopy of the leaves overhead. The fiery red beacon arcs through the sky with the brilliance of a 4th of July firework. The flare's trajectory spirals right in front of the chopper. Absolutely sure they saw it, Mark ditches the flare gun and starts back up the tree. High above, within the helicopter's cabin, the pilot's keen eyes catch the flare's incandescent display. The gunman, poised with a determination that matches the resolve of the couple below, discerns the flare's origin, points to the island and says, "There, down there on that island." The helicopter's course shifts with a swift urgency. As the helicopter descends, the Yakumama, drawn by the approaching noise, emerges from the shadows. The stage is set for a dramatic confrontation. A battle between the mechanized marvel and the primeval predator. Oh man, here we go. Let's get it on! The helicopter's blades kick up the air, creating a whirlwind of dust and debris that hides the monster's advance. Mark quickly scrambles up the tree and beside Sarah, unaware of the stalking serpent crawling up behind him. Mark and Sarah hold their breaths, their hearts pounding in rhythm with the tension that hangs in the air. The gunman's gaze locks onto the creature, the predatory instincts of both hunter and hunted intertwining in a deadly dance. With a surge of speed and accuracy, the Yakumama strikes at the helicopter, its immense form becoming a blurred, dark streak of motion. The giant Anaconda's jaws snap mere feet away from the skids. "Smile, you son of a..." The helicopter's automatic gunfire erupts. A barrage of piercing resistance is thrown at the relentless predator. The bullets slice through the air, impacting the jungle's canvas with a force that sends leaves and debris cascading in every direction. The helicopter maneuvers with calculated precision, its movements mirroring the monster's relentless assault. Amidst the whirling tempest of sound and fury, the line between nature and machine blurs. Two forces locked in a deadly struggle for supremacy. As the final moments of the showdown unfold, the Yakumama's movements begin to falter. Its serpentine power, once unyielding, wavers under the unrelenting barrage of gunfire. The huge serpent's body is bleeding from several spots. In a final display of defiance, the Yakumama's bloody form slithers beneath the water's surface, swallowed by the river's embrace. The helicopter emerges as a lifeline, embodying answers to desperate prayers. Suspended above, a descending harness appears like an angelic promise, freeing them from the jungle's clutches. Mark and Sarah exchange a glance, eyes reflecting mixed emotions of fear and revitalized hope. With their unwavering determination, they secure the harness, hearts racing as they ascend, leaving the island that served as both sanctuary and battleground. The ground turns to air. Weightlessness replaces the rainforest's grip as the helicopter lifts them from the harrowing environment. As they rise above the canopy, the jungle's chorus fades, replaced by the exhilarating sensation of flight. Mark's grip on Sarah's hand reassures her they're gonna be okay. Well, they're both gonna need serious therapy though. The world below them transforms into a scene of shadows and secrets, showcasing the Amazon's untamed beauty and cruel nature. Looking down, they see the Yakumama, once a terror, now a defeated giant. It slips into the water, blood trailing off its wounds, symbolizing the jungle's enigmatic depths. The helicopter's journey leads them away from the Amazon's heart, back to a familiar world of safety. Side by side they sit, spirits rekindled by resilience. They leave the Amazon with a memory they'll never forget. Thank you for joining me on this thrilling adventure. And a constricting monster thank you for watching this far into my video. I based this story on reported encounters with the giant anaconda in the Amazon. If you like this kind of format, let me know in the comments. And if you don't like it, also let me know. Even with the massive deforestation that's been going on in South America, there are still huge swaths of uncharted territory down there. It's only a matter of time before more strange monsters like this one are discovered in the vastness of the Amazon. Until next time, stay creepy!